Sometimes you're going to need to surrender. And sometimes you're going to need to step up and be empowered. And sometimes you've spent too long in one and need to switch to the other. My name's Dakota Lee. I have a gift to see in the spirit, and since I was 12 years old, God's been letting me visit heaven, and I've learned some stuff. But in my life recently, I've learned a lot about surrender and empowerment. I've needed to surrender a lot. I have needed to surrender, to let go of things, to let go of my anger, to say, okay, God, you're going to deal with that, and I'm not going to go fix that situation or fix the way that people think. I'm going to surrender the way I make money. I am going to surrender how I think I should be in a relationship. I am going to surrender my own health and my pet's health. I'm going to surrender to you. And that's been really painful. Some of it's been really painful. To let go, sometimes I feel like I'm like uncurling my fingers to give up control and surrender to Him. But there's something so beautiful on the other side of it. Do you know, there are times in the Bible where Jesus would flip tables and times where He would turn around and say, no, let the children come to me. And I didn't always understand why Jesus would respond to some people so harshly and others so lovingly. But I think I get it now. I think He knows, based on how you approach Him, who needs to surrender and who needs to be empowered. He knew that the rich people who were relying on something other than God to save them needed to be humbled. They needed surrender. And so He would say something that would cause a surrender. And then He knew the people that were already humbled, that were already looking to God because they had nothing else. Life had forced them to be in a place of nothing else. He knew they needed empowerment through Him. And He healed them and He lifted and He said, walk and sin no more. To go from a place of not being able to walk into walking, that's empowerment right there. I think Jesus was the perfect representation of surrender and empowerment. Surrendering God and empowerment in God's power, not our own, but His own. And yet in the same way, Jesus identified with His power in God. He said, I am the Son of Man, which is the Messiah title. He knew He was the Son of God. He knew He was the Son of Man. He surrendered and He was empowered. If you need to surrender and you need to let go, do it. But also, don't stay surrendered too long if God is calling you to empowerment. And if you have been empowered and you need to let something go, let go. Because it's not going to stay the same. It's only going to get worse if you keep trying to hang on. God's timing is perfect. It is what it is for a reason. It's not going to be good anymore. It's time to let go. It's time to surrender to the one who grew you, who gave you faith in the first place. Don't be afraid, although I know it's scary. And once you surrender, there's another kind of empowerment on the other side, but there's no escaping this. And just know, I'm with you. I'm with you in this roller coaster of surrender and empowerment. And thanks for being on this journey with me.